Yo, dog. Just time for some Sporpus stories.
Sporpus. 'Tis the season of Sporpus. We have Zooty.
Oh, put on your witches' hats and boots.
And stir the cauldron. My jaw popped in the middle of that.
Oh, no.
Hope we got that on audio.
Maybe. Well, I don't know. Oh, I guess we didn't plan exactly what we're going to do. I know one thing we're going to do in this video is Zooty has a story.
He does.
And we're saving that to the end.
Yeah, it's definitely like the closer, so...
Yeah.
It's the big finish.
Yeah.
Let's be sure to really hype it up, too, because it's really good, guys. Like, you want to stay to the end of this video, trust me.
I did find it. That's what I did send, yeah.
Do you want to sleep?
Some info, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, we got to do this story.
Do you want to sleep?
Yeah,
Because
you're not gonna. Yeah. The top 10 stories that'll keep you awake.
Yeah, make you fucking dump trousers all night.
Oh, boy. All right. Do you have a story, Kendall?
Do I have a story, Max? Oh.
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 No.
No, I don't.
Well, I'm kind of torn. So I have several. What do you think? Should it just a little short teaser? Should I do a big one?
Yeah,
What do you
let's
think?
do more. Since Zooty's here, let's do things that will incite conversation more so than a story. You know?
Okay.
So
All right.
what do you got?
Okay. So I got one. It's not quite Halloween, and you'll see what I mean in a minute.
Okay.
But definitely does involve people in costumes and really like makes you go, "Oh, I'm uncomfortable now."
Love it. Love it.
Okay, here we go.
Comic-Con.
One Easter, I remember waking up and seeing the Easter Bunny, one of those terrifying costumes. And what really gets me is, I remember smelling the wet hay. I woke up, and I didn't tell anyone, but there was an extra Easter egg in my house that my parents didn't hide. Years later, I was in high school. I asked my parents if they were ever dressed up like the Easter Bunny and had come into my room. They said they would never go through so much trouble. Wow, your parents really put it nicely, didn't they, kid?
Got shit parents, man.
Then my younger sister, who I shared a bunk bed with when this happened, said she remembers the Easter Bunny came into our room and made a remark about the hay smell.
Oh, Lord.
I was terrified that we both remembered seeing a person dressed as the bunny in our room. To make it stranger, I told the friends I sat with at lunch what happened. One of the girls was my neighbor across the street, and she told me one Easter a long time ago, she looked out her window during the night and saw the Easter Bunny standing in her driveway.
Oh, God.
I had chills. To this day, I'm terrified of people in rabbit costumes.
What's the hay connection?
I don't know. I don't know what that is.
It's too weird.
But I tell you what, somebody in that neighborhood is creeping on kids in an Easter Bunny costume, and that's not okay.
Tom Hanks.
How did the Easter Bunny get in the house? They're in the room.
He's magic, man.
Yeah, dude, listen, like, when you're on that, like, holiday magic tier, like Santa Claus, you doors don't exist in your realm. You can just go where you want.
Is it like hay? Is the Easter Bunny powered by hay?
I can explain it.
Okay, go ahead.
You ready for this?
Yes.
Yeah.
When the Easter Bunny phases in of his the dimension that he resides in regularly,
Yeah.
it's the science you're smelling because he's burning through the time space.
Oh, that makes
Like
sense.
it's the atmosphere and the fabric of existence being broken, so he can walk into our world.
Yeah. Not a lot of people know that hay smells like brimstone.
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, it might have just been like a really nasty costume, and
Yeah.
that's what they were smelling, which just makes it even like, oh god, even worse. Like, ugh.
Yeah.
Like some guy keeps it in a barn.
Yeah. Or he
Or
just
he
like
lives in a barn.
Yeah.
He lives
Or
in a
lives
barn.
in hay.
Or he
Yeah.
lives in the costume and just has like a butt flap and poops out of it and
Yeah. Or he
yanks
doesn't
it.
have a butt flap and he just poops in it.
Oh god.
Here's it could have been a real bunny, and the bunny is a farm animal, and he smells like hay.
Ooh.
Oh, that's gross.
Yeah.
Well, so, yeah, they don't really point out if it was bipedal or not. So maybe.
That's even worse if it's just like this big like rabbit, or if it's like a normal sized rabbit.
Oh yeah.
I guess it has to be big because he asked his parents if they ever did it. They said no. They mentioned an extra egg too. I wonder what the extra egg was. If he was just like, I freaked you out. Here's a baby Ruth too, or something. And
right.
Well, I like that his parents were like, "Fuck no,
we'd never do that. We don't care about you.
You guys are in a bunk bed in the same room. We don't care about you guys. We're trying to get all of our kids in one room.
We have so many children. We need to have barrack housing."
I guess the neighbor kid did say that the bunny was standing in her driveway. So I wonder if that was like post encounter or pre encounter.
Yeah, or if they just use the term "standing" as like being.
Yeah, like if the rabbit was like in water and it's like standing water, like standing and
maybe that's why it smells like wet hay because it's the fur,
Yeah, smoked fur.
All right.
Yeah, that is an interesting little like kind of unsolved like loose end of the story. Is like, okay, yeah, why mention the egg? Like you didn't say like, oh, it was rotten or like there was a plastic egg that nothing was in it. Just like, oh, there's an extra egg. Did you eat it? What did you do with it?
If he's attempting to solidify the story with some sort of evidence, like really cement it in.
Yeah. I mean,
I know this happened. We found the egg.
Yeah, we've got the bastard. We have his egg.
If it's an extra egg, does that mean then like the parents were surprised? Like, hey, that's an extra egg. Or did he know right away that there's only so many eggs and he found an extra one?
Yeah, see, that, loose end. We're unraveling your story, dude.
Are just like drug users and they're just lying and doing stuff and like wearing hay shit and I don't know.
That's what I would think.
I'm gonna go down meth rabbit. I'm gonna say meth rabbit on this one. Meth rabbit parent.
Or that's their dealer, right? And he was dropping off an extra egg with the goods in it.
Oh,
and that's why the parents just flat deny it.
And the dealer just wants to look at their buyer's kids for a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would explain how I got in the house, man. He has a house key or whatever. They left it unlocked for the dealer to drop off the stuff.
Man, your kids are nice, man.
You're very lucky, man.
I'm gonna stand in your driveway for a bit, see if I get cell service before I leave.
I hate that, man. It's just like, because like people, like they pull up to somebody's house and it's like, it's probably legit, but then they stand out there like in the yard in the dark, just like calling them. It's like, dude, you ring the bell and get back in your car. Like, don't look weird. Don't be looking in windows. Don't be looking weird. I don't like that. I don't like any of that.
My friend Chris, he told me an event that he had happen with a Dominos guy a few weeks ago.
All right.
And, everything now is like contactless delivery because everyone's afraid of everything, right?
Right, yeah.
And, that's the one thing that's nice about all this is that you don't have to talk to people.
True.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
So the Domino's guy comes, and I guess, usually they leave it at the door and they ring the bell and then they drive away. But the bell rang, he said, and he goes out there to get the pizza, and the Domino's guy is standing in the lawn, just like staring at the door, waiting for him to come out and get the pizza.
Oh, God.
And he's like, "What's up, man?" And the Domino's guy just kind of nodded, and then he went back to the car and drove away.
What? How did he get the pizza? How did he get paid? I guess that was paid through the app, sure. But like, how did he get the pizza? Was he just on the ground?
He already put it at the door, and then he walked back out in the lawn and waited for him to get the pizza.
Oh, that's uncomfortable.
Why?
Just to make sure.
I mean, yeah, I guess probably it's like part of their confirmation process. Like, okay, I saw client take pizza, check it off, going back to shop now. But like, oh, that's uncomfortable.
After drop pizza, step in lawn, stare at person.
Done.
Get back in Civic.
Make money.
Make money.
Rinse,
daily.
Repeat. Yeah.
No auditory acknowledgement, only nod.
I would say, as I had to go back to the car, like, yo, man, I drove here to give you pizza. It's on the ground.
It's
God
like,
bless.
It's like in The Sims. Like, I think it was Sims 2 or Sims 3. The Sims, like, couldn't hand shit to each other, and they would just like put it in the ground in front of you.
Ground?
Yeah.
I'd have a plate of hamburgers. I'd give them and drop it and piss myself. See you, man.
Oh, man. Well, we can either call it here, or I can read off a quick one before Zudi signs us out.
No. You do one, Max. It's a trio. Come on.
All right.
Yeah, what are you bringing?
Yeah, we got to build up the anticipation for that Zudi story, Max.
We need an arc. Your Act 2, Scene 3.
Do I go? I'm gonna go with it's a little tiny story. Okay. Little tiny story.
I love it.
And it's something that I don't like. I don't like the idea of it. I can't say I've experienced it, but kids seeing things that no one else can see.
Oh. Okay.
So, my wife and 4-year-old daughter are having a nap one lazy afternoon, and my 4-year-old was restless, just having woken up, and my wife wasn't fully awake yet. When my 4-year-old, staring dead above my wife at the head of her bed, just says rather sharply, "Don't touch my mommy, okay?" and goes back and does her thing. My wife, having seen enough horror movies, decides not to ask her to explore the situation further. Nothing's happened since, just that one isolated incident that still creeps her out.
Don't touch my mommy.
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks.
Yeah, man.
Don't touch my mommy.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Tom Hanks just in the closet, slowly closing it back after being spotted.
Do you think the person listened, or they're like, I'm gonna touch your mommy?
You think Tom Hanks listened?
Oh yeah.
Tom Hanks wasn't there to touch mommy. Tom Hanks was there to touch daughter.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Touch
Tom Hanks is gonna be that joke for the rest of my life, pretty sure. So gear up for that one, guys.
Oh God.
I wonder if the kid heard a noise or was having a dream or something.
I wonder if the kid was playing.
Yeah.
I wonder if the kid was like a seer into other worlds and saw a fucking otherworldly just creature.
Tom Hanks.
Now,
Zudi, when you were a kid, did you have an imaginary thing?
No.
Me neither. I mean,
Same.
I would go out in the backyard and it'd be like I'd shoot pretend people, right?
Yeah. I pretended to murder people that I knew in real life daily. 24, almost every second of my life was that. But no imaginary friends,
But no entity that you would speak to,
no.
Right?
Like I didn't have a guy called Mr. Nichols or something like that.
Yeah. No, me neither.
No, I didn't have any of that.
And I know Kendall hasn't. We've talked about it before.
Yeah, well, we know that Kendall hasn't told us he hasn't. If we had believed Kendall, he also hasn't.
No imaginary friends.
For all we know right now, Kendall's turning to his imaginary friends and mouthing, "I'm not, but not you."
Hey, Mitchell says he doesn't like you, Michael. I don't know why.
Mitchell? That's weird.
Mitchell Slavis doesn't like you, Zudi.
Jesus.
He's going to strangle you. I don't know. So, I don't know. Maybe she has like a weird imaginary friend. It's weird.
Yeah, that's weird.
Is that anything you've ever come across? Because, Zudi, you're head doctor guy.
Yeah.
Have you come across anything like that?
Yeah, people do have that. What was really crazy, and this is, I remember watching a video of a little girl around that age, probably 4 or 5 or 6, maybe older by a few years, but not much. And she had a schizophrenia, and it's very rare at that age. It's usually in your 20s.
Right. Yeah.
But she definitely had it because it's really hard to fake it, delusions and hallucinations. And she had auditory and visual hallucinations, which visual is more rare than auditory. But she had imaginary friends, the parents thought, but it turned into more schizophrenia because usually the imaginary friends are more stressful. Usually when you have schizophrenia, it's not fun friends. She was like looking around and she was trying to talk, because there's video of it, trying to talk with parents, and every now and then she'd like react and like turn her head and like look at the walls, and it was like I think there were like different types of cats she would see, and like other creatures, and they're telling about like how like these animals wanted to kill their parents or things like that.
Jesus. Okay.
So hopefully that kid doesn't have schizophrenia, which is really
Jesus
rare.
Lord.
I remember that video. I wonder if it's still on YouTube. I don't know if it's on
that'd
YouTube
be
or somewhere else.
video to watch.
I'd like to see that.
But there's a lot of stuff with schizophrenia that's crazy. So I mean, you could have schizophrenia, but or just an imaginary friend or some demon.
Yeah, I wonder if she saw Tom Hanks or Will Smith.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, like Tom Hanks was doing that thing from Private Ryan. He was like, "Earn this," and then he kind of disappeared into the darkness of the closet.
Yeah,
that's what I'm telling you.
Yeah. And he shot his gun and it blew up a tank. But it blew up someone's mom.
Let's this is the big finish.
Oh, is it my story?
Time? He says, acting so non.
Boy, yeah.
This is also kind of a short one. It's probably not longer than yours, guys' ones, but.
Do we cue the music? I think we do.
This is total like Sportbus music time.
This shit. A bit of the music.
This shit's scary. Mm-hmm. And if you guys like have a heart condition, or if you guys have like anxiety or something, maybe skip the last segment here.
Yeah, it's kind of screwed up.
It's bad.
Like seriously, like we're recording this and it's like the sun's going down, and I just want to get through it before the sun goes down. You know?
Yeah, it's really bad.
It's kind of scary. Like paranormal, but almost like too real. It's like weird.
It's very relatable, if anything.
Yeah. I think we've all been in this situation at least once, and that's what makes it like really like wow.
It's
I would say if you're listening to this late at night, wait and come back like at noon when the sun is out and you got like a sandwich or something, because this is it's hard.
Okay.
All right.
Let me dip in here. Okay. In our old office, if you worked past 9 p.m., sometimes the printer would just start printing stuff, and you'd be the only one there. Phones would ring and ring, but when you answer, no one's there. Lights flashing on the intercom, but no one was around. Those were some dicey nights.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think we've all been in a situation like that. It really chills. Pure terror.
What's the name of that story?
The name of that story is The One with Ominous Phone Rings.
Dude.
You work past 9 p.m., so like super late, like 9, 10 p.m., you know, like super late, middle of the night, like 9,
well,
10 p.m.
they say 9 is like the witching hour now.
Yeah. It's like, just like, can you imagine being more dead of the night, like 9:01 p.m.? Like how late that is? Jesus. Like no one's up, it's 9, you know?
Yeah.
It's like past 9.
If that clock strikes 9:01 and that phone rings,
that's the devil. Don't do it.
Yeah. And no one's there.
No.
And sometimes the printer prints stuff, and you'd be the only one there.
Oof.
Oof.
And sometimes you hear like the jingling of keys down the hallway. Oh man.
And it'd be the guy that has all the keys to all the rooms doing his job.
Yeah. Jesus. Only one word I can use to describe this is dicey.
Dicey.
Definitely dicey.
Dicey nights. Close calls. Lights flashing, close calls.
Dude. Yep.
Yeah, man.
That story was submitted by Karen.
Oh.
Thank you, Karen, for that spine-tingling tale. I mean, I'm glad you're safe, by the way, Karen. I'm glad you were able to retell such an encounter with us. I'm glad you're safe.
I hear they're doing a short TV series on this on Netflix.
Yeah.
Look out for it.
Dicey Nights.
Dicey Nights, it's called.
It's good.
The one with the ominous rings.
Yeah, the one with the ominous phone rings.
Yeah.
Now, okay, well, seriously now. Has anyone ever been in an office and been a little bit like, I don't like it in here?
Oh, like, absolutely. Yeah. I was in, it was like a land surveying office. It was like an old, like land surveying office. I say old; it was like probably built in the 70s. It's like really big office.
That's like a setting for like a Stephen King character.
It really is, yeah.
Like some
and
land surveying.
They were in the process of like a friend asked me to come help him out, and like they were in the process of just getting everything out of the building because it was getting turned into like a satellite office for a medical clinic, right? And it was just like a big open room, and like the cubicles were still there, but the desks were empty, the chairs were gone, the computers were gone, and it was just strangely dark in the room. And for some reason we only had, because when you have those fluorescent lights, there's always like that one that stays on, and it's like the security light is what they often say it is.
Yeah.
It was just that, and I'm just like, hey dude, can we like turn on lights in here so we don't trip or whatever? And he's like, oh no, it's cool. And I'm just like, okay. And
it's not cool.
No, it's just like the longer we were in there, the more I felt like somebody was going to be sitting in one of those cubicles as I walked by. Like I just got really weirded out because you're passing by these little pockets and you just have moments to glimpse in there, and you just start seeing like shadows, and it's like, dude, come on, just turn on the lights. So yeah, no. In fact, there's even an SCP, or a creepypasta, actually. I forget which one it is. You can flame me in the comments. I know you will. Anyway, there's a creepypasta that is based around abandoned or empty office building hallways. Just that kind of like yellowish glow from the lights, like the weird carpet that always has those grungy stains, the kind of gray tones, and the weird like mellow wall colors. So there's definitely something to it, yeah. Like it's spookus. It's spookus.
It's I used to work different shifts at a group home.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And I would sometimes work the midnight to 8 a.m.
Yikes, dog.
And so I'd be the only employee there while everyone else in the group home were sleeping. And at the time, it was kind of near some woods and stuff, and there were sightings of bobcats.
Oh, no.
And so much so that people would make jokes about how one would keep on kind of roaming around. I would talk to the other overnight person from time to time, and they're like, yeah, saw it. I was driving up to work, and I saw it just sitting there, like in the, like down the street, or like near the tree line. And the person said sometimes it would like come up to like the back porch, because there's like a back porch that would go up to like the second level, and that would like climb up the steps, and you'd hear it like going like creaking on the things.
Ew.
And then like leave, and then like of course you want to open up a door to a bobcat being there.
Oh yeah, definitely not.
But then even of course that group home had a ghost too, apparently, and I think it was called like Jason or like Jake or something like that.
Yeah.
But it wasn't really good because I would like drink a lot of coffee. It's a midnight to 8 a.m. and I would be the only one there to be quiet.
Right.
And I didn't really like that because when things would creak or things happen like that, it's like, oh God, I'm the only one here. And I would be in this tiny little office of just like this cubicle of like windows. I would look into the dark living room because they would have bedrooms
I don't like that.
around the corner. And it would be a dark living room, and I'd have the light, my little like, imagine like a little work desk area, like tiny little hallway thing. With glass around it, like almost like a nurse's kind of thing, and you open the door, you could see the kitchen to the right, which would face the street, and that was also kind of dark. And I'd sit there for 8 hours, and I'd be like, I need the sun to come up, please.
Yeah.
Like the house would settle, because in the basement had like extra food, and where like the other people would work during the day. Mm-hmm. But at night, it was just this big, open, empty space, and that's apparently where some of the ghost shit happened. And so I knew right under me was like all that shit. And then there was a staircase that went down that if I looked up from where I was sitting, I'd see the door that would go down in the basement.
Oh. And
so I'd always like wait for that door just to open up. And the first thing you'd have to do, or the last thing, depending on when you do it, is to go downstairs and take the temperature, because there was 2 fridges and like a freezer. And you'd have to like write in the chart like what the temp was on the inside of each one to log it.
Right.
And so you'd have to go down there and turn on all the lights and record all that, and you're the only one. And if you were downstairs, that means no one else was upstairs because you're the only worker. And some people are like, I'm not doing that at fucking night when I start my shift at midnight.
Sure.
And some people wouldn't do it until like 6 a.m. even though you're supposed to do it before then, because there's a check like like at 6 or 7 a.m. But some people would be like, fuck that, I'm not doing that. But
Yeah.
I'd usually do it the first thing I would do, and it would freak me the fuck out. Don't like that shit. Don't like being the only worker. I don't think I could be like an overnight kind of guard person, security dude.
Not alone.
Yeah, definitely not alone. Like, especially those guys who are like in a little gate shack that's just big enough to sit in, basically.
Oh God!
And you're just sitting in a dark parking lot. This little orb of light and this sea of darkness. Like, oh my God, no! You're just surrounded by windows and you're just looking out into a peerless darkness. Oh God! Oh God! No, too sporpus for Kendall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
What about you, Max? I mean, being around like hospitals and stuff, I would imagine you've seen that kind of stuff.
Well, I'm not in an office setting. I mean, I have creepy hospital things that have happened, but it's the closest to an office setting that I've seen creepus happen was, one of my first tasks as an employee was in a library, and I've talked about it before.
Oh,
and then in the stupid kids section, they had a life-size Dobby.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah,
Oh,
man. And I hated it because I would be in there when the lights were off, and I would see the silhouette of this thing because it used to be up on a shelf
Mm-hmm.
Oh God.
in the middle of the aisle, so you could see the light behind it, but you just see the shape of the goblin, you know. And you could see the glint off of the eyes. And it's like, oh, Jesus Lord. And I hate that thing.
Dobby.
I hated it.
Oh, they still have it.
Oh, I bet. And as far as like other things, it's not an office setting, but it's workplace setting. I was in an elevator in the hospital once when the power went out.
Oh, that's a fear of mine. I'm not afraid of elevators until they stop working. Then I freak out.
Yeah, the power went out, and I had just gotten on there, and I turn around and I hit the button, and everything went dark and silent. And it was just like black, you know, just and for maybe a half a second, I was like, I died, like really. And then the little light came on. I was like, okay, not died. And then the elevator took me down to the basement where I work, and it opened up. And usually the basement is completely lit, and you know it's linoleum floors, it's brick walls, and it's tiled ceilings. It's really clinical looking, and usually it's all lit up with fluorescent lighting, so it's like white, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, when the elevators opened, it was just super dim red. Because it was all the exit signs. That was the only thing on. And like the quarter-mile walk back to my workplace down those long tunnels was just lit in this dim, sort of faint red at each door. And it was really like, this is terrible, you know?
Yeah.
Jesus.
It's like the morgue is down there and all this stuff.
Jesus.
Yeah,
dude.
man. So that was fun.
Too sporpus.
Oh my God. I was stuck in an elevator before.
Oh yeah.
With two old ladies.
Ooh, yum.
And it stuck between floors.
Oh.
And the door was open.
Oh.
Ooh.
And I made the move to slip out, but it was from first floor to second floor. And so we couldn't even make it all the way to second floor. So I thought I could kind of squeak out before it went up, and if it went down, it was the first floor, so I probably wouldn't get cut in half.
Yeah, probably.
And I did that. And I said, "See you later, old ladies." No, I didn't. I did that, and then I was like, "Yo, there's like old ladies stuck in the elevator."
Yeah. Gotta go for Sammy.
Yeah. Gotta get out
Sammy
of here.
time.
Yeah, gotta get my Sammy.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think I could do something like that, man. That's wild.
Well, there we are. There we are. That's it.
Those
We've
are the
reached the
stories.
end.
Sporpus.
You're welcome. I'm done. Sporpus. Happy Sporpus. It's Sporpus time of year. Fill up your mugs with Sporpus and drink the Sporpus.
Buy the Sporpus merchandise, Sporpus t-shirts, mugs.
Spread on your toast.
Get a wedge of Sporpus and eat it up with your spork.
Yeah.
Yep.
Put it in the
Spork
turkey
for
and eat it.
Yeah, put it in the turkey and eat it.
Yep.
Glove it and wave.
Glove it and wave.
All right, guys.
Do I hit stop now? Do I hit stop now, or are you going to put this in the episode? Okay, I'm going to hit stop.